Greetings and salutations. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name is Eric Moss. I'm a personal trainer, motivational speaker, and a modern-day performing strongman. If you're unfamiliar with what a modern-day performing strongman is, picture the legendary strongmen of the past like the mighty Adam and Alexander Zass. They would perform feats of strength as part of a live show. I do a similar thing, but with a modern day twist. Some of the feats of strength that I've performed in front of a live audience include things like bending steel bars, breaking chains with my chest, twisting horseshoes, rolling up frying pans, driving nails through wooden boards by hand, and even holding back a high-performance motorcycle while taking off at full throttle. Now, being a modern-day performing strongman and the fact that there's not a whole lot of us around these days to answer questions, in an effort to grow my YouTube channel by giving you guys what you want, I started a YouTube series called Ask Eric Moss, where I would invite you to ask me a question by dropping it in the comments below. And when you do that, I try to get back to you with your very own custom video. Pretty cool, right? So, this question comes from Clyde Nolet 736. And they said, how would you train for a movement like resistance to bikes or draft horses? A resistance band on a tree? And then I said, stay tuned, and they had a follow-up which says, how would I train to resist motorcycles and cars and such like you're doing? Like equipment and exercises, set and rep range? Keep it up, brother. I love your content. Thank you for telling me that, and thank you for giving me things to create that inspire, or I should say, prompts to create content. Because back when I wanted to do this, there wasn't a whole lot of information on how to get started. I did have coaches and they would kind of advise me along the way, and then just knowing my own way of training and the way that I look at various feats is kind of a different take. So, prior to holding back the motorcycle, I did a couple different things. I was doing heavy deadlifts, heavy swings. I was training with club bells because I knew that that was supposed to be really good for the grip. And basically things, a lot of it that challenged both full body strength as well as grip strength. Now, the way I approached it, the way I looked at it, is I thought to myself, what are the demands that are going to be placed on my body by doing this? I knew that holding it like this was going to challenge my grip by trying to pry it open, hence deadlifting, heavy swings, that sort of thing. And I knew that there was going to be sideways motions. So no, I did not attach a resistance band to a tree because in order to get into that position would have been incredibly challenging and basically more trouble than it was worth. Having done it, I think that timed holds would have worked just fine. You know, like one of the pieces of advice that was given to me is do a timed hold for 30 seconds, add weight, hold it for 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, etc., etc. Even though I only had to hold back the motorcycle for basically a count of 10, I knew that I would need to go extra because there wasn't an official timer. It was going to be the timer that was going in my rider's head, which could be faster or slower than the one going in my head. I told my rider, I said, just go until it feels like it's been about 10 seconds, and I'm just going to hold on for dear life until the throttle lets up. So he wouldn't have to worry about me letting go unless I couldn't hold on. So it was prying the grip open, and I included the clubs to have a bit of that lateral motion and to try to keep my shoulders healthy and together and that sort of thing. I also did another exercise because I knew that one of the critical things was to survive that initial launch, because once that bike starts going, I figured that it might be skipping along the pavement, but at least that initial surge So I would need to condition my hands to be able to withstand such a surge, which is why I included heavy swings in it. Having done it, what it felt like was it started small, and then it felt like the tension was ramping up, ramping up, ramping up, ramping up. And then as soon as the tires broke traction, it leveled off and it stayed, where I thought it might be bouncing on the surface, but it doesn't really do that. It just stayed, it's like up, 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 and then levels off, steady, but it was like at a level that I could handle. So that is how I trained for it. It seemed to work for me. And that's a basic approach that it comes when it comes to just about any feat that it is that you're trying to do, is figure out the end goal, figure out the feat, try to figure out what kind of demands are going to be placed on your body, and see if you can condition it to those demands in a way that allows you to progress up even without actually doing it. So one of the old time feats is holding back draft horses. I wouldn't be able, even though there's like a specificity of training, it isn't practical for me to go to a horse barn and to try to attempt this. Same thing for me to call up my riders, which I had to go through 3 people before I can get someone that was able to do it on that day, let alone consistently. Plus, that sort of thing beats up motorcycle tires. So how many times could I do that before ruining the tire? And motorcycle tires aren't cheap. And at the end of the day, this is a profession. And like any profession, as a business, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. So anyways, I hope that answers your question. If anybody else has any questions, drop it in the comments below and I'll try to get back to you with your very own custom video. But in the meantime, please stay happy, healthy, and strong. Please stay safe. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Eric Moss, over and out.